All right, we're back. Section 7.2, Swyk number 1. Find the missing terms of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, looks like we are adding D, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, okay? So we're starting with 3, and then we add 4D, and we get equal to negative 21. So, simple, we can subtract the 3, get negative 24, divide by 4, you get negative 6. So now we know the common difference is negative 6. So as you move forward in the sequence, you subtract 6 each time. So, start over here with 3, subtract 6, you get negative 3, subtract 6, you get negative 9, subtract 6, you get negative 15, subtract 6, you get negative 21. Works out. Some of these questions will ask you for the common difference, so this strategy is much better, in my opinion, than using the arithmetic mean. I don't think that's the greatest of concepts. I mean, I understand what they're doing. They're averaging these two together to find the middle one, and then they're averaging these two together to find this one, and averaging these two together to find that one. It works out, but if I change the number of terms, it's not a good strategy to keep. It only works in certain situations. Okay, moving on down the road. Question 2. Now, there are some times when it comes in handier, like this one right here. The arithmetic mean of the monthly salaries of 2 people is $4,389. One person earns $3,040 per month. What is the monthly salary of the other person? So, we know how to find an average. Take the two numbers, add them together. We don't know what the second one is. Divide by 2. We do know, however, that that makes an average of 4,389. So you can see that I multiplied by 2 on both sides. I got 8,778. And then I was able to subtract the 3,040 to find out that the other person makes $5,738. Question 3. Write the first 5 terms of the sequence whose general term is given by this explicit formula. Okay. Now, I put this in here, and I know that we're starting to move into, well, we will be moving into more of the geometric stuff, and I know you might say to yourself, well, we've done questions like this before. Why is he putting this in here? Because what I want you to realize is that you don't always have to plug in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could just plug in 1, find the first term, and then realize because it's a linear pattern, you know that the slope is the common difference. So we know that this thing's going up 4 every time. So I could just go up 4, up 4, up 4, up 4, and be done with it. I don't need to plug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. I can just add 4, and I know you can too, because you're that smart. Okay. Next. Question 4. Okay, and by the way, that last one that we were doing, we were using the recursive pattern, even though we had an explicit formula to deal with. Okay. If you know the recursive pattern, makes finding the first 5 terms a heck of a lot easier. If the numbers are nice. Write an explicit and a recursive formula for the sequence. Okay, so we can see that that this thing starts with a 2, and it has a common difference between the terms, if you keep doing the subtraction, any term minus the previous term of 4. Okay, got that information. They want me to write an explicit formula, and they throw this little phrase in here, simplify your answer. Okay. So we know that it's first term plus common difference times n minus 1. Now, if I were having you write this question or write this answer in class, I'd let you stop there. I don't really feel like there's a need to make you distribute the 4 and add like terms, but Math Excel does. So they will have you distribute the 4 and then add like terms. They want it to be all the way down to 4n minus 2. Okay. Now, if you really want a really cool trick that you can use with this, what would be the term before the whole sequence started? You know adding 4 goes forward. What if you subtracted 4? Wouldn't that be negative 2? Oh my goodness, negative 2. And the common difference is 4? Yep. I'll let that one sink in if you want to use that idea. Anyway, on to the second one, the recursive formula. Now, don't ask me why they write this backwards. I don't get it. Why do you tell me where to start second? Why don't you tell me where we want to know where we're starting on the very first part, right? The first term is 2. Now, make sure when you write the recursive formula that you really make sure that the n minus 1 is a subscript. This whole thing needs to be a subscript. So when you're typing it, make sure you use the little subscript and you type n minus 1 in there before you put the plus, and then go use the right arrow to get out of that little subscript area, and then put the plus 4 or minus 3 or whatever the common difference is. Okay? And obviously, they've already got the other side of the equation taken care of, so you don't have to worry about it. Next. Question 5. In an arithmetic sequence with the first term being 12 and the common difference being negative 2, which term is negative 2? So they are now giving me a term somewhere down the line in the sequence, and they want to know which one it is. And no, I don't want you to count on your fingers. Okay? I want you to use your brain. We got first term is 12. Here, let's get a different color. First term is 12, common difference negative 2. Now notice something here. I subtracted 12 to the other side. I didn't distribute, but guess what? If you do distribute, it's okay. You're not going to die. It'll work. So if I subtract the 12, which I did, I got negative 14, right? And then instead of distributing, I divided by that coefficient, which is a negative 2, and that gave me 7, and so now I have this really nice, easy formula, and now I know that the 8th term is the one. The 8th term is negative 2. Question 6. Give 2 terms of the arithmetic sequence. Okay, so we know the third term is 15, and we know the 6th term is negative 9. They want me to find the common difference and the first term. All right. So to move forward, 1, 2, 3. So that's 15 plus 3d's equals negative 9. So then I can bring this to the other side and get negative 24, right? Negative 9 minus 15. And then I can divide by 3 and get negative 8. Now I know the common difference is negative 8. So when I'm moving forward, I'm subtracting 8. What happens when I move backward? That's right, folks. I add 8. So all I did was I added 8, and I got 31 for the first term. So I basically wrote out, I put a blank for the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term. Kind of worked, kind of figured out what I was doing from there. Okay. Is that it for this one? It is. See you on the next Swyk.